Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Sure.
Yeah, give me your good for week 2.
So again, I kind of struggled with the positives, but I picked the Colts.
Mm,
Um,
that's a good
just
one.
because, I mean, I don't expect them to do a whole lot this year because they're in a horrible division. They got a good shot of making the playoffs by winning a very, mediocre at best division. But they throttled the Dolphins 33-8 first game. Then this Broncos game was really close. Obviously they found a way to win, which that shows a team's maturing that they win those tough, tight games like that. But when you look at Daniel Jones and some of his stats right now, it's kind of crazy. The fact that in 2 games he threw for 588 yards, no interceptions. He's been completing 71% of his passes. And I don't remember how long it's been. I don't think it's in history, but there's some statistic as far as like the fact that they've gone 2 full games and have not punted one time without any I mean, it's different if you threw 8 interceptions, but with no interceptions and not ever punting is absolutely insane. And then Jonathan Taylor, 236 yards in 2 games, so he's running hard. So I mean, it's a good for them type of thing. You know, they're kind of a mess with the decision they made last year with the quarterback and not knowing what to do or how to handle him. And then everyone sees them get Daniel Jones, and it's like, oh boy, how's this gonna? I mean, because he looked like garbage on the Giants, and it's like, lo and behold, they actually look, pretty solid right now. I mean, I still don't think they're more than like a 9-win team, but good for them for starting 2-0. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I agree. I even, you kind of like it for Daniel Jones too, because like I want quarterbacks to succeed. The perfect NFL is like you have like 32 good quarterbacks. Like that's what you want. So every game is kind of, it'll never happen, right? But that would be kind of the dream. So the fact that he's playing good the first 2 games is nice to see for him. Colts fans, I'm surprised that they were able to move the ball the way they did on the Broncos defense because going into the season, that was supposed to be a top 10 defense. Like everybody thought it was going to be this really good defense, and they kind of moved the ball pretty much at will, including on the ground. You mentioned Jonathan Taylor, 165 yards in this game alone. Like he was a beast in this game. Yeah, good for them. And I know Bronco fans, if they're listening, they're going to be like, yeah, but it was that they had to kick a 60-yard field goal, and then there was a
That
penalty.
ball team penalty, which was
Yeah.
not even there, it was a joke. Yeah.
I still don't quite understand the concept, and we'll get into this when we talk about the tush push anyway. But it's just kind of like it's just another penalty that benefits the offense, which I'm like I'm done with those penalties. You got to keep it fair on both sides. But anyway, I digress. But then they went and they hit the game-winning field goal, but they still had 20, what was it, 26 points before that field goal. So that was still impressive on this defense. So yeah, kudos to the Colts, and we'll see what they go. I'm with you. I think they'll be a 500 team, maybe a little bit better, but that could be enough to win the AFC South at this point. So
Yep, exactly.
yeah, I'm gonna give my good to, and I'm eating a little crow here a little bit, but maybe I'm gonna give it to the Dallas Cowboy and Giants game. It was just fun to watch. You talked about the field goal that took the game to overtime, and then they won the game. But then even Russell Wilson, like he looked like vintage Russell Wilson in that game with 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. He looked really good. Neighbors, it was like some big long bombs to him. That was fun to watch. Dak didn't, he looked. It was just a fun game overall. Javante Williams had one big run, and you're like, oh yeah, that's what we saw like 3 years ago before he blew out his leg or whatever. So it was a fun game to watch. I kind of was hoping it would end in a tie because it just seemed like that. I don't like ties, but that was one game I'm like, this would be funny if it ended in a tie. But overall, fun game. So I'm gonna give the Giants and the Cowboys the good for week 2.
Yeah, I agree. The game was good, but both teams, this is not a positive moving forward. I
No.
mean, the Giants can't move the ball to save their life, and the Cowboys give up 500 yards at home, against them, and then say vice versa. It's like they go up with what was it, 28 seconds left or something like that,
hmm
and the Giants, who are supposed to have like this amazing defensive front, and they can't stop the Cowboys, in 28 seconds. It's like, come on, that's it's more like who wanted to win the game least
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
thing. It's kind of, but it was fun. It was really, I mean, when Wilson hit that bomb to Neighbors at the end there, I literally like screamed out loud because it
Yeah.
was it was amazing. So
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really liked it. And then like the other thing, so obviously there's concerns, but the reason one of the reason why I don't know if you know this, DJ, but one of the most commented videos we had on when we preview every single team was the Giants. And the Giants were really mad because I was like, I don't trust in that offense. I don't know about Russell Wilson. And
I don't
I'm
understand how. Like, what am I missing something? What has
no.
happened since the last 2, 3 years that makes them think they're going to be so much better?
Well, their logic was that he'd be better than Daniel Jones.
Well, they haven't watched Wilson the last 2 years.
I don't
It's
know.
like the guy misses wide open receiver. He's just he loves the money and the attention and dressing fancy and going to parties. He's not a true football player anymore. I don't know if he really ever was. I think it was just a scheme in the Seahawks that made him look as good as he did. But
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of similar to Rodgers, where it's like temper your expectations. Have you not watched the last, 3 years?
Yeah.
It's like he's not getting younger. So,
Yeah, but it was
um,
like the offensive line. It's like your run defense isn't good. It's like, and then they play against the Cowboys, who they don't have a good run game, but yet they imagine. I mean, they got over 135 yards and 4 yards of carry against them. So like, like
Now, if
everything.
they brought in Ben Johnson or something, then I'd be like, if they change like the coach, I could see optimism, but you've seen the same thing over and over and over with their current staff, and I don't get why they think things would change. I mean, yeah, I don't, especially in their division, that they're nowhere near where like the Eagles and Commanders are, so
Yeah,
they don't have, I don't think they even have a shot to get a playoff spot,
yeah, I
even if
know.
Wilson played out of his mind.
Yeah, I said 5 wins, and then I think I had 4 or 5, I think, and then yeah, the guy said 2 wins that were I think I told him though, I'm like, that's a little hard to only win 2 games in the NFL, but I think that's what got them going. But Russell Wilson, at least in this game, he turned back the clock and he looked really good. But last week he didn't, so who knows? Okay, you ready to move on to the bad?
Sure.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.